I'm pretty sure you didn't notice, but the Emmys happened last week, Monday. And as always, it was another pristine moment for receiving self-proclaimed congratulations. So, so Lizzo, one of Hollywood's biggest celebrities, pun intended, received an award for basically being a big girl with a reality TV show featuring other big girls. And I know this is not an all-female reboot of Biggest Losers. This one is called Watch Out for the Big Girls. And instead of torturing overweight people for our viewing pleasure, just as the old Australian show perfectly did, Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls glorifies the abundance, the abundant beauty, creativity, and achievement of living in overindulgent luxury and making a career out of it. Yeah, I know. It's very creative, very unique, very outstanding. And here she is giving a truly remarkable acceptance speech at this important moment in the history of plus-size women.
I want to say thank you to the Emmys and the Emmys voters. First of all, I'm very emotional. And the trophy is nice, but my emotion is for these people who are on this stage with me. The stories that they shared, they're not that unique. They just don't get the platform. Telling stories. Let's just tell more stories. When I was a little girl, all I wanted to see was me in the media. Someone fat like me, black like me, beautiful like me. If I could go back and tell little Lizzo something, I'd be like, you gonna see that person, but bitch, it's gonna have to be you.
Let's just tell stories, she says. Let's just tell stories. And of course, she's right. The stories about being fat is not unique. How dare anyone to say they don't know someone who is fat and haven't had them tell their endless woes and struggles. We all know their struggles, which is not light. We see their plight. We also know their lifestyle choices, which Lizzo also strongly and passionately promotes in every way possible. It explains her featuring in this commercial that tells the all too familiar story of many plus-size people in this consumption-driven society. Just take a look.
What am I gonna get? Ooh, cherries. Oh, okay. How about cherry ice cream? With sprinkles? And maybe a baguette. And a French boy. Bonjour. Ooh la la, baby. You know what I need? Bath bombs. Bombs away! Gotta have Takis. Oh, I need balls. Okay, I'm gonna need some glue. Oh, and a new charger. I can never find those things. And I gotta get flowers for mommy. And a little something for me.
So yes, stories. Let's tell stories. Let's tell stories of abundance, stories of overindulgence, stories about laying back on your couch or bathtub doing nothing but getting addicted to excess spending on quantities you really don't need. These stories, we need to tell them and promote them and normalize them. Like when Lizzo made the cover of Vogue, she said in the interview with Vogue, quote, "I think it's lazy for me to just say I'm body positive at this point. It's easy. I would like to be body normative. I want to normalize my body." Now you look at the hashtag body positive and you see smaller frame girls, curvier girls, a lot of white girls. And I feel no way about that because inclusivity is what my message is always about. I'm glad that this conversation is being included in mainstream narrative, but what I don't like is how the people that this term was created for are not benefiting from it. Girls with back fat, girls with bellies that hang, girls with thighs that are separated, that overlap, girls with stretch mark, girls who are in the 18 plus club. Exactly. Once the word positive is used, she doesn't want to, have anything to do with it. But it's definitely a movement to, to help plus size women. It's lazy skinny girls who go to gyms, take morning walks and try to stay fit and healthy. Positivity is not for them. Hard-working ones are the ones that have 300 to 500 pounds attached to their skeletal structure as he slouches on a couch eating chips and cookies drenched in whipped cream. She wants the body positivity movement to promote women with that type of body. Body normative, she calls it. Now, you may call it morbid obesity, but that's because you are fat phobic and perpetrating a system of oppression against black obese women. You don't believe me? Well, check out this sage on TikTok.
Okay, so I have a TikTok going viral about the fact that there's a shit ton of fat phobia within the queer community, as if a fat femme like me wouldn't know what it's like to experience that. But there's a handful of comments of people going, it's just a preference, stop playing a victim. I'm not playing a victim whenever I'm quite literally calling out the fact that you are fat phobic. No one's playing a victim whenever you're calling out racism. No one's playing a victim whenever you're calling out homophobia. No one's playing a victim whenever they're calling out transphobia. For the people who keep saying it's a preference, I need you to put your critical thinking caps on. Where did those preferences come from? I'll give you a minute. Have you Google? It's free. Takes like 3 clicks. I'm gonna go ahead and say systemic oppression and the beauty standards, Western beauty standards, specifically being rooted in white, skinny, cis, able bodies. Maybe let's unpack that instead of just being like, it's just a preference. It makes me uncomfortable for you to call me out on my fat phobia. Because I might be a bad person. You know what makes you a bad person? Denying that it fucking exists and not willing to put in the fucking work to unpack your bullshit. I said what I said.
Yes, she's right. Exactly. It's a systemic oppressive system perpetrated by white, cis, able-bodied men. The skinny men and women we find in Kenya or the dislike of morbidly obese women I see right here in Nigeria is just a trickling effect of an oppressive system. I wouldn't have ever had an issue with these extra large women if my thinking wasn't corrupted by the beauty standard of the Western world. Part of what the colonial masters stole from my ancestors is our critical thinking cap. Now, if I prefer a skinny person, I'm just cursed with the mentally deranged reasoning of a fatphobic black boy who has swallowed hook, line, and sinker the Western version of reality. And if you think that's like me not giving a perfect explanation of what they are saying, here's another nugget of wisdom from the citadel of learning, which is TikTok, giving us a clearer understanding of the whole concept.
Hey, bestie! You're wrong. I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Zoop, catch a bubble in your mouth. Good job. Okay, here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking, or wakes up early in the morning, or loves pizza. But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic. Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals, that's fatphobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people is racist. And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, but what if my preference is a woman who loves going for long walks, has a gym membership, and loves fruit and vegetables? Am I still fatphobic? Has it ever occurred to these people that perhaps why beauty standards favor skinny people is because humans biologically want to mate with people who look healthy? I mean, it's just a random thought. I'm thinking it. I'm just spitballing here. And it probably has never crossed their mind. But I think they should consider it alongside their theory of fat phobia and personal irresponsibility. But the story doesn't end there. No. This story that we are trying to unravel, it doesn't end there because eating healthy is actually discriminatory. In fact, our standard of healthy food is an extension of the white oppressive system that has affected our perspective about the word healthy and our view on good food. And if you disagree, here is Smarter in Seconds explaining it all in a minute.
got us donuts.
Those are so bad for you.
Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they
No.
poisoned? Are you allergic?
No, I'm just saying.
You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
For instance, harmful thought patterns like earning food through exercising, or that dessert is the reward for the punishment of eating vegetables.
Remember that you do not need to earn food.
We are all incorrectly taught from a young age that our size, and therefore the foods that we eat, are markers of our self-worth. Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered eating.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
The only foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
Eat without guilt, regardless of what society says.
Smarter in seconds.
Are you seeing my point here? This is exactly what it is. 100% accurate, like precise. This is the story Lizzo wants to tell. The story about normalizing her body and what it craves and the outcomes that come with it. We should allow fat people to be themselves. We should call them beautiful, rewire our mind to see the excess fat on their arm, back, and belly as extremely, extraordinarily beautiful. This is the story that the greatest exporters of culture want to force feed the rest of the world. This is it. But I have another story for you. One that is also part of this story, and one that you really need to see. It encapsulates the true meaning of actually loving yourself and loving your body. And I want you to carefully take a look.
Bert Kreischer, just saw you do the run. I want you to know you inspired me.
475 pounds.
There's the starting point. Here we are at Dana Park. I made it around without stopping for the first time. Done some sort of exercise 6 of the 7 days. Come across a reply from a guy named Diamond Dallas Page. My knees were hurting and I was feeling sorry for myself. 11 pounds this week. DDP, I'm a believer, brother. So I lost 8 more pounds, 5 more pounds. Oh yeah.
You are inspiring so many fucking people.
Today I'm gonna walk 7.5 miles with a couple of my closest friends. I decided to see Dallas, show him what he's done for me. Oh my God! Here we go, the 365th day.
The person in this video is Vince Hind, I think. And there are videos of his daily chronological transformation on his YouTube channel. You can go there and find real motivation and achievement. And this is not a rare story either. Like it is not unique. There are countless examples of people like Vince. We have Adele, we have Jennifer Hudson, we have many of them. And right now these stories aren't getting fair representation and coverage. According to headline.com, more than 1/3 of American adults have obesity. And obesity is linked to more than 60 chronic diseases. According to the WHO, over 2.6 million people die every year from being overweight or obese. That's part of the story as well. But this is a part that, Lizzo is carefully omitting. A part of the story that the crazies on TikTok fail to recognize. You see, beauty may be in the eyes of the beholder, but diabetes and heart disease sure know how to discriminate. And here's another thing about Lizzo's speech. She speaks like she's the first of her kind to break Hollywood's barrier for people of her color and size. A feat everyone desperately wants to claim these days. Like everybody wants to be the first, based on, the color of their skin or something. But that's not true. She's not even the first black, beautiful, fat female celebrity. There have been many. Oprah Winfrey, Monique, Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, and even Aretha Franklin. The only difference between these women and Lizzo is they are known for much more significant achievement besides the effortless outcome of being clinically obese. They didn't try to build a brand around something that has led to the death of millions. The true story is, people are fat. We've always had fat people. Yes, more now than ever, but the fact is being fat is a real thing, a real struggle. And it's difficult, painful, shameful, depressing, unhealthy, and unattractive. But it's a choice. And you can choose to do something about it. You can choose to rewrite that story just like Adele and Vince did. You see, fat shaming may be a terrible thing with bad consequences, but fat acceptance or body normative, which has given us ridiculous words like fat phobia, as if there's someone out there looking at obese people with hatred or fear for them simply because they are fat. All these dumb words, behaviors and theories and media parades prompting a lack of personal responsibility or the need for self-improvement are, in my opinion, my humble African opinion, more harmful, deadly than fat shaming. Alright guys, if you like that video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and thank you for doing just that. I know you did, right?